Let's get right to it. Another glorious day, but of course, I hope everything good with you and yours. Yeah, so what I'm doing for this routine, I'm gonna start off and I want you to take a look at this beam, all right? So I just wanna share with you before we get into the working out. I've been favoring these very narrow ways of doing push-ups and also my pull-ups with the pull-up bar. I wanted to share that with you real quick, but we'll get into why I think it's so important for more of those close position type of exercises. So let's do it. I'm gonna start off fairly slow again I'm really getting acclimated with this, but I have a huge appetite in terms of, getting a great deal of the limitless abundance to do so. Let's get it. That was a nice 7. I could have pushed for the 10. I want to, again, so instead of me maxing out on the set, I'd rather keep it at a number to as I get more within the routine. Once I get more in the groove, I'll then crank up my sets. But like I mentioned initially, is that I want to get acclimated with doing them in that fashion in terms of the narrow equipment, right? And it's been a long time since I've been this comfortable since my arm situation, and that's one reason why I am so excited and just have such a huge appetite for these narrow ways of how I've been doing my workouts, because it's been a long time since I've been comfortable in that space. So while I'm waiting for that, because I don't want to take up too much time talking, we 3 minutes in, so that's good. I'm going to get some decline push-ups. What I wanted to also share is that with those narrow grip or narrow position, it's gonna hit more than just the chest. You're gonna hit the triceps, as you see the flex when I do that, right? So, and I personally feel that close range of doing your push-ups is a great deal for designing that chest, for that definition, really that very deep cut of, what I mean deep cut, I mean the chiseling, that definition that will develop from going close like that. I just, that's how I not just think, I experience it, So let's get right back to that. Hit these dips and we're gonna get right back to that. We're not gonna just do that, but the majority of this routine, I definitely wanna give that a lot of attention. Nice, beautiful, clean 15 on those dips. Now we get right back to that narrow grip push-up off that beam. It feels great.
Daddy, my beat. My beat.
That was a clean 5. All right, so initially I think I started off with 7. So even though my count went down, that's not what I'm solely in terms of I'm not so focused on the reps, but I'm doing it to where every rep counts. So I'm getting the big bang on my buck. You see what I'm saying? It ain't hard to tell, you know? One thing for sure, I gotta emphasize doing it the right way. But of course, so that follow-up was even better. Nice 10 count. Again, clean. You see what I'm saying? So, and the thing is too, just to give you feedback in terms of what I experienced going through the motion of the exercise, is that throughout the duration of me cranking out my sets, okay, I need to feel right within receiving the exercise at its greatest. Sometimes before I get to that point of failure, or even, so there are times where I stop because throughout the duration of this set, you know, I just feel like I needed to reposition myself. I mean, it's just some sets we don't favor, so that'll cause me to stop. I just wanted to share that. So again, we hit that narrow grip. Again, take a close look at that beam, y'all. Give y'all that side view of how clean it is. Do the knowledge. So that was a nice clean 8 on the follow-up from that 10 from that last set. Again, that control is a great deal. The position, the mind alignment is gonna determine how your body receives what it is that's being placed upon the construction process. Us. Get back, hit that chest. Then in between that, before I hit that chest, again, Attack what comes to mind, you know? Make sure you attack what comes to mind, you know? On this type of time. I even go closer with these. So those were the tricep extension off the beam. So speaking of going close, I've been going closer with those. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, and a lot of it is due to, again, I have to bring up my situation with my arm. That's why I posted that short. But along with the working out, not just my arm, right? I just don't want to, you know, make it as if the work isn't a great deal of my progress. So that in fact is, you know, a great deal of me doing a little different, again, ranges of motion. But anyway, or not range, proximity. Let me fix that, pardon me. Not the range of motion too, in a sense, but that's not what I'm getting at. So again, the closer, either from the front or when I hit my triceps, all right? So you get it. Let's get to these. Let me give you that view from this point when I went closer, as a matter of fact. Okay, so that was the close position of my hands from seeing it being demonstrated from behind my back. Let's get it. So let's so excited, y'all. I'm telling you, you don't even know. I mean, it's been years since I went close grip as such. I mean, that was a nice, healthy set. And when you do those, I'm gonna be honest, with those close grip exercises, you can't have shoulder problems. You just will put yourself at risk. I mean, depending on the level, I don't want to just make it seem like it's over for you, but you know, when you're going close, you putting a little more stress or more demand. I don't even want to say stress, but more demand on the body, especially your joints, you know, your shoulders, you know. You got guys with broad shoulders, big shoulders, but it's still a small, like, muscle, like, considerably, you know? But let's get it. Let's hit those again. Let's go for the side view as such. And get that angle right here. I want you to see it. I think we got a shot. Let's go. You know, what's very interesting with me doing that, you may not be able to tell, but I was slightly slanting to the right. And what's interesting is that my right hand, for some reason, which is not the injured hand, is causing me to have to reposition my body, whereas my left hand, which is injured, is holding up very well, you know. So just wanted to share that because I wouldn't expect it to be doing, you know, so well with this way of exercising per se. Let's go. And I'm talking about my left hand at that to make myself clear. So let's get back, let's get back to the, let's get it. Yeah. And that follow-up set was even better. That was 12. It's good money. It's beautiful. That was beautiful. Plus, I want to see, too, how it looks from this angle when I'm doing the tricep extensions off that beam. So when I do those tricep extensions close like that, to be honest with you, I don't really feel like I'm breaking my elbow. What I mean is breaking the 90-degree angle, so it doesn't feel like I'm getting like a range of motion, which even though I feel like I'm not getting a longer range of motion, I feel how the exercise is still targeted with the, of course, tricep, and the squeeze on the tricep itself from the weight of my body. You know, I'm just trying to, I want to get feedback on what it's like for me when I do these type of exercises, especially going so close. Again, not feeling such a range of motion where, like, let's say, like, so it's like more like I'm locking out slightly. But anyway, let's get it. So with that one, now to give you a better explanation of my experience, I realize now the further I push my legs out, that's where the range of motion starts to really shorten up. When I the closer I keep my legs in, the more range of motion. So you could do either or with that exercise. And again, I still feel a great deal of tension, contraction, and activation of the muscle while doing the exercise properly. Regardless, range of motion or not, I'm just saying to be present with a confidence of you doing what's needed to acquire. What I want to mention too is that with those close range of motion exercises, as I said, I feel a squeeze very much in the chest. I'm telling you. Along with that tricep, when you fully present, when I say present, that means you align with the what the position is needed, and then with every movement of the rep, you are zoomed in on everything that is that targeted muscle, gaining strength. Let's get it, man. But I also know that, we are designed, and this is what I wanted to share too. We are designed with different ways in which we could work our bodies. I mean, there's but so many. I know that. We have a certain amount of planes of motion. I get all that. But when we go in closer, wider, again, just adjusting, like I said, whether it's on the ground in narrow spaces, think about the military. I'm just thinking of examples to give you. A lot of those workouts, a lot of those obstacle courses are running through logs, it's a lot of ducking involved, right? Because they got to avoid those shots, right? But also the level of conditioning in terms of them utilizing their body, again, having to really be in these tight crawl spaces and things of that nature, and to not just be in these spaces, but sometimes you have to brace yourself. You have to hold yourself in a certain position in order to get through, to be able to maneuver, right? Now, this is not a military obstacle course per se, but however, I just wanted to give an example of the ability in which we are able to really move and utilize our body. Again, it's not just the muscles and, the looking good. We're talking about, each and every toe, each and every finger, okay? Your ankle, everything of our makeup is so important to, what it is that we are able to utilize to be our optimum best, mobility wise. So this is why I really favor these exercises. I wanted to take the time out and just give some feedback on that part and, the break within the workout, but it's important. So let's get it. I just wanted to say that in terms of, using our body and again, in these narrow ways, and we're designed to do so, you know what I'm saying? And along with the plyometrics, let me just say that too, keeping your joints lubricated, and flowing like water with the jumping jacks and, so many other ways that, again, mobility wise, but also strong within your mobility. Let me get these push-ups, y'all. Appreciate you for hearing me out. But yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick because I tend to forget things that be on my mind while I'm working out. So we get to it regardless, Let me back this up. So I had to make up for all that talking with that 50 piece. With the push-ups. Had to make up for all that talking. it right back up there. Yeah, so I'm very excited about today, and I really just take these moments and take and also this is again a form of self motivation, if you will. You know, because it's workouts like this that remind me how much it's worth it. And I know that every time, but it just really increases that appreciation. You know, I mean, words can't express it. Let's get it. Let me get it from the, let me get those. Again, I can't make my mind up. Do I want to hit the tricep extensions, the narrow push-up? I mean, come on.
I'm right here.
Beautiful. And I would say too, those close grip methods really increase your strength. I don't want to leave that out because, you know, you have to have core strength when you're doing those narrows like that off of that beam. You know, some guys do it off of the dip bar, but you gotta really you gotta have that stabilized strength, you know, to where you really, and that's another demonstration of great strength, is when you could hold those narrow positions so close and then rep out with it. I mean, words don't have to explain it. Just that type of workout in itself. Where we at with it? Trying to get away from that sun, y'all. Appreciate you. So I'm gonna hit the triceps. I could feel that like in my traps too. You know, and that's the beauty of it. Like, I'm really getting so much from that exercise. Excuse me. When I do the tricep extensions off the beam close range like that, that range of motion was a little more lengthy, you know. I felt good, and again, I'm more focused on making sure that I'm targeting that muscle, that, you know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do in terms of getting the gains. straight like that. Like I always say, y'all know the slogan, your body should be talking to you, y'all. This is all season, all seasons, all year long, each and every year, okay? That we stay at our best. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have a discussion about that, you know, but let's get to this money, man, for real. Let's get to this money. I want this angle right here, y'all. I had to fight for that one. That was strong, though. That was strong. I fought for that 10. And if you could tell, if you look close, you could see that inner strength that really had to be applied, especially for that last rep. So that's what we're doing today. We're going close grip, but the balance being push-ups. Close grip, but the tricep extensions. Close range. And when I do, again, when I do it in that fashion, close, I feel the squeeze on my back. I feel the triceps. I'm feeling so much from what seems to be so little. I promise you it's not. You know what I'm saying? You incorporate that any of these workouts in the right way, you only gain. But your mind got to be there. I promise you. Let's get these dips. Had to fight for that 20. I got it though, it's all good. But yeah. Pardon me, that glare. It's been a long time since I've really been in a comfortable space to do those close grip. Those close grip push-ups and such. So I'm gonna point at this angle, and I'll watch. You may be able to see some activity in the chest region. So take a look. not necessarily in the chest. Let me say, I can't see until I look at the video, but I'm just saying, when I go in that front view, are you able to, well, I'll be able to see it in terms of the activity, at least in the front delt area. Not so much as the back, but I'm gonna see too, and I also like to be able to assess from the video in terms of how I do my workouts. And I've shared this before, that even if you're not a content creator, I think I said, yeah, I mentioned it not too often, but even if you're not a content creator per se, right, you could record your own personal workouts if you want to really analyze what you could do better in terms of performing an exercise in a proper manner. All right, so I encourage that very much so. It's definitely better than just going off of your own thought or somebody just telling you. So another 10 I had to fight for. I got it though. And I want to make mention too of, again, or if I haven't really emphasized the great makeup of the body in the soft tissue aspect of our makeup. Okay, so when we taking care of ourselves and again appreciate everything involved that gives us these ways that we could take advantage of the mobility aspect of our anatomy and how much it could produce. Just look around you. Look at the big buildings. Look at everything in existence that man built. Let's not look past that. Let's go. So that's him right there. Getting those close, and if you can see, if you notice, I'm not really like, I'm really like fighting for the set, you know, for the rep. You know, I'm stable, but I'm sort of keeping my body in aligned with, you know, holding it firm, straight, you know, to be able to rep it out clean. Indeed. A lot of triceps from the dip bar to the tricep extensions off of the beam to doing the narrow push-ups, okay? Off the beam, very narrow. But I'm definitely be doing this more often, because I really feel the strength gaining aspects of it, for real. Definitely got to have some core, strong core in that. You know, just like with the pike push-ups, you know, you got to have that core. Believe me. Was nice. The body should be talking to you. You know what I'm saying? We don't do this for nothing. You know, I don't do this for nothing. I eat clean. You know, I challenge myself, you know. I do different workouts. You know, so much that I do off camera. I'm not able to record everything, you know. There are times, there have many days, especially now, when I'm in the gym, all right? And they be having that music playing and stuff like that, but it's a little different. You know, I'd rather do my content outside. It's just no comparison. You know, the indoors can't compare to out here. But let's get it. Let's get these dips. We less than an hour in. You know, I did a lot of building with you verbally in this video, but you see the work. It's obvious. Let's go. The other day, I went crazy with the mountain climbers. The other day, I went crazy with the mountain climbers. I went crazy with the jump rope. That's how I stay lean, muscular, you know? That's what I like. I like a defined, well-defined physique. Fought for that 5. If you look closely, you see, push that entire rep to completion. Bet I did. This beam right here is taller. Let me get the push-ups with this beam right here. When you, this beam right here is pretty tall. So when you do the push-ups off of that, it really incorporates them shoulders. Sort of on the verge of doing the pike push-ups, sort of. Another great upper body workout. We got our dips, hit our chest, hit our arms. We hit the narrow grip push-ups. Great for the triceps, right? The closer we go in, great for that inner chest, okay? Great for that sculpting, okay? Right? On that type of time. Great for the strength aspect, okay? That needed core strength, the overall strength in terms of what you're able to produce. And I got a lot of work to do, okay? My 10 sets, my 5 reps, it isn't enough. but those steps needed to make those necessary increases. But one thing for sure, for what it is, I'm gonna get all that's due by way of taking action. Straight like that. It's not gonna happen if I'm at home. Oh, well, I mean, for me, it's different. It will happen because I get it in anywhere I'm at, but you know what I mean. If I'm just not, let me get these back arms. If I'm not doing the work, no train, no gain. Then you can get busy over here for your core. Shout out to them brothers at Wingate in Brooklyn. That's one exercise I could see. That's one exercise I could say I seen for the first time done in that fashion was them brothers at Wingate. Shout it out to them. And also, when you incorporate an ab exercise with this routine, you'll really get extra core involvement, extra midsection gains. All right? I felt that, and it's talking to me. Nice. That was good. That's a nice 7. 7. Get those abs again. Why not? I'm gonna finish those off camera too. You better believe it. Word. We had this 7 over here. We had out. Look. Hold on. We ain't finished. We ain't finished. Wasn't able to get past that 7 side. Got quite a few sets in with that. More than I did in a long time. I'm talking about years. Talking about years that I went that narrow post-surgery. Yeah, years. But great routine, you know. Like I said, when it comes to these closer grips, I'm in a much better space for me. If you don't know the journey, I'm sharing with you. For those who don't know, this has been a recovery process. At this point, I'm just getting stronger. I don't adopt the recovery part of my journey now, but to improve, indeed I am. However, we did our chest, close grip, all right? It really targets that chest. It really put that squeeze on your shoulders. That core, again, is involved. Those triceps, as I mentioned, play a crucial role in aiding the movement, right? That upper body strength. And let's not forget your legs either. I don't want to leave that out, you know, because your legs have to be strong. And I think even when we're doing an upper body exercise, in order to, and that's a fact, to have a great amount of upper body strength, man, your legs got, you know, they have to be strong. They should be strong, you know, especially with those type of exercises where it requires the balance from your legs, you know, also. And I gave you a demonstration to hit your core or your abs, both, with that those leg raises off the bench. So a great upper body, all right, exercise. We hit our dips, right? And so we went close. We went shoulder width. I mean, even with the push-ups, we went shoulder width. So we were hitting different angles in terms of, you know, how narrow in the width of each exercise. So a great upper body exercise workout. Of course, let's get out of here. So much I want to say. I'm very excited still, you know. It's a beautiful feeling, and it's necessary for me to share that. Definitely requires hard work, definitely requires, you know, to put forth that pain, as they say, in a good way, of course. You know, it's just pushing past what is uncomfortable and turn that into the very things we relish. You know, I got a lot to say, obviously, but it's a beautiful thing. We here, and if you're hearing me, you're alive and well. So let's embrace that, you heard? So yeah, beautiful upper body workout. And you know, I'm about to hit some core. Let's get it. Huss. We out here. Peace.